Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 27 February 2025, Thursday night at 9. Must mean it's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. Before we get into the thick of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale, which I will post on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top, you're going to see 4 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That one is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So especially if you're new to this weekly event, you're going to want to watch that. It will give you a much better understanding of how things work every Thursday and why, and it'll make your purchase experience go much more smoothly. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one explains how this all works from the consignors perspective. So if you need to unload some of your collection and you don't want to be bothered selling them yourself, that tells you how this works. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And on that topic, the fourth link, you have 1 day left, guys, in the Sharpening Sale Winter 2025. Your orders must be postmarked by tomorrow, Friday the 28th, to take advantage of the discounts. And the fourth link in the list will be to the informational video about that sale. So at the very top, you'll see those 4 links, then the terms of the sale in the middle. At the bottom, you're going to see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left, pricing down the right side. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right as sharpened by the Apostle P Knife Service. There will be next day sharpening this week. So the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight will ship tomorrow, Friday the 28th, with all of the as shown inventory. If you fall outside of that first 4, not to worry, your sharpened knife will ship in about 3 weeks. Now, if you see the word sold in lieu of pricing for any given item, that means it has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send an I'll take it or an inquiry about anything marked sold, all caps, exclamation point. I believe that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we have, 4 leftovers from last week. The first one from Protech. The model number is 1307. The knife is the Brend Auto number 3. This one with the black handle with maple burl inlays and a black coated 154 cm blade. What a beautiful design from Walter Brend. There is your black hard anodized aluminum handle, your maple burl inlay. Note, this is a first production run knife, serial number 433, made in 2009. We do have a little bit of pocket clip wear, a little bit of handle wear. Let's see the blade. There it is. A beautiful, I guess you'd call that like a California clip. Deep swedge on the top. Blade length 3 15/16. The handle is 5 1/16. It's a button lock automatic, of course. Rock solid Protech lockup. Centering is pretty doggone close, but off a little to the top as you're looking at it. Action is Protech awesome. We will say the condition is excellent in box. Handle and clip wear noted. These have been out of production, obviously, for a long time. Very few comps to look at, but we thought, last week, let's do $275 on Thursday. We dropped it to $245 for the weekend. This week, you get a piece of Protech history, $220 like it is, $245 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the Protech Brend Auto number 3, first production. Next we have one from Brian Nadeau and Sharp by Design. Comes in a box with some foam padding and a pocket for the knife, a little bit of desiccant. Here's the knife. This is the Apex with blue accents. So a glass bead blasted titanium handle. The inlays are also titanium in the same texture finish, but anodized blue. Nice milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. There are some scratches in the satin. We have a flipper and a tanto blade. Beautiful grinds. Nice large through slot for lightness. Blade length is 3 9/16. The steel is CPM S90V. The handle is 4 7/16. Very efficient blade to handle ratio. Titanium frame lock with steel insert locking up right there. Free drop in action. Beautiful flipper. There's your blade centering dead. We'll call this excellent to near mint in box, clip wear noted. My consignor, I believe, paid $280 for this on sale new. And I think Blade HQ might have had a sale on these, but they sold out recently. We ran this at $265 last week, dropped it to $240 for the weekend. This week, let's do $220. As shown, $250 with my edge on that tanto blade. That's the Apex Flipper with blue accents from Sharp by Design. Next, we have one from custom maker Brian Tighe. Now this is not a production knife made by somebody else. This is a genuine Brian Tighe custom. We think it's a taipan, maybe. So we got a titanium liner lock knife with orange peel titanium bolsters, jigged and polished wood scales, right hand tip down pocket clip, and it is in titanium. Opens with a thumb plate. Got a sexy sort of spear point blade with a compound swedge and kind of a fine glass bead blast over a satin. Blade steel CPM 154, we think. The blade length is 3 7/16. The handle is 4 1/2. There is your engagement on the titanium liner lock. Action is a little stiff. Lockup is rock solid. Centering will be off to the low side as you're looking at it. It's kind of hard to see because of the reflection on the blade of those jeweled titanium liners. But it is off a little to the bottom side as you're looking at it. We'll call it near mint, no box. Arizona Custom Knives currently has a similar knife with different scales for sale at $495. We ran this one last week at $450. Got no takers and dropped it to $395 for the weekend. It's still here, so let's do $350 on this one, like it is. $375 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Brian Tighe Custom Taipan question mark. Next up is our last leftover from last week. This one comes to us from the little company with the claw logo, Microtech. It is a model 120-1BL Ultratech with the bayonet blade, handle in blue. And here it is. That's interesting. I didn't notice this until right now, but the clip has been moved to lefty carry. There is your two-tone bayonet blade. Top edge is sharpened. Blade steel. M390. Blade is 3 5/16 in length. The handle is 5 inches to the tip of the glass breaker. We will say the button effort is medium firm, but I would say almost toward the medium side. I could do that all night. Serial number is right there, if you can read it. I'll read it to you. 257466, made in September of 22. Condition very near mint in box. Currently available web retail at your favorite knife store is $325. We ran this last week at $240, didn't sell, dropped it to $220 for the weekend. It's still here. Somebody gets a great buy this week, guys. $200 shipped. Priority mail. No need to sharpen. That's the Ultratech in blue from Microtech. Okay, that gets us to the fresh stuff for this week, and we're going to start it off with kind of a big bang. We have from European maker Paul Baleta a custom Scottish Sgian Dubh. That's Sgian Dubh. I am not Scottish, but that's pretty close. My buddy Uncle Jesse Hemphill could tell you exactly how you pronounce that. What a tidy little package. Comes in a beautiful, stippled, beautifully stitched, beautifully edge finished pocket sheath. Here's the knife. I think this knife is kind of left-handed because the maker's mark, which is deeply stamped, is on the lefty show side. Blade is N690 from Bowler. The scaled finish still present on the flats. Beautiful hand-rubbed satin full flat grind. Gorgeous file-worked spine. 3 7/8 is your blade length. The handle's 4 inches. Has a copper guard, a copper spacer, and a mosaic pin in the end. This section of the handle is black palm and stabilized. This section is hornbeam, which is I believe a wood. Looks like Gabon ebony almost. Just a beautiful piece. I mean a beautiful piece. How's that maker's edge? Not bad at all. And it's also going to come with this sheath from Custom 42. Sort of a modified basket weave, beautifully tooled, copper rivets, goes great with the knife. That, I believe, kind of likes to be left-hand carried. That's interesting. So, my consignor paid $395 new from maker plus $100 for the 42 sheath. Your price for the whole shooting match is going to be $325, like it is. $350 if you'd like my edge on the Sgian Dubh, but I'm not saying it needs it. Beautiful piece. Next up, we have one that comes in a nondescript nylon pouch, no box. It's from Todd Begg Knives. This is the War Junkie Citadel. Interesting knife. Sort of a fine satin, polished finish on the titanium scales, which are inlaid with carbon fiber. I guess the back spacer is also titanium. The pocket clip is a milled titanium right-hand tip up piece in orange peel finish with ceramic ball retention. It is a ball bearing flipper with a titanium liner lock, which is steel inserted, by the way. There's your lock engagement, rock solid. The blade is kind of a Sog Bowie clip point with a stylized slot surrounded by an inlay of more carbon fiber. Blade steel is S35VN. The handle is 5 1/16 inches long. The blade is 4 inches. kind of sexy. There is your lock engagement, rock solid. Droppy shutty. Centering is pretty doggone perfect. Condition will be near mint, no box. Do have some very fine rubs, scuffs in that satin, but no big deal. Made by Artisan Cutlery. Let's see, these are available currently for a web retail of $450. Yeah, sounds like a lot to me. You know what sounds better? $260. That's your price. $260 like it is $285 if you'd like it to have an Apostle P edge. And next day sharpening is available. That's the Todd Begg War Junkie Citadel. Next up. Yeah. It's Hinderer time. The knife inside this box is an XM18 3-inch Wharncliffe tri-way pivot, stone-washed finish with blue and black G10 scale. What a sexy little beast that is. So, we got a titanium frame lock with a steel lock face insert. We got a Hinderer lock bar stabilizer hanging out under the pocket clip, which is titanium and tip up or down right hand carry. We've got thumb studs. Good luck, because it's got a pretty strong detent. I bet you can do that left-handed. You can. It's just because of the way the lock bar tension works. But it's a Hinderer, so we know those aren't really thumb studs. Your Wharncliffe blade is in CPM 20 CV. Its length is 3 1/16. The handle is 4 1/8. There is your lock engagement. It's rock solid, as all Hinderers are. Blade centering is dead down the middle. Flips great. Condition near mint to like new in box. They're out of stock as always. When you could buy one new, it would cost you $425 at your favorite knife store. Let's do this one at $385 like it is. $415 if you'd like it to come with my edge on it. Next day sharpening is available. That's the XM18 3-inch Wharncliffe from Hinderer. Next up. Well, it's another one. Little box, little XM18. This is a 3-inch Swedged spear point, stone-washed finish, tri-way pivot, flat dark earth, G10. There's your scale. There's your frame. Steel inserted titanium frame lock, Hinderer lock bar stabilizer. Tri-way pivot has the ball bearings installed. Flips great. Love the Swedged spear point. Blade steel on this one is M390. Blade length 3 1/16, handle 4 1/8. There is your lock engagement. And the centering's dead. It's beautiful. Near mint in box. I think I might have seen some evidence of cutting. Maybe it was just, I thought I saw some fine scratches in the stonewash earlier, but I don't seem to see them. So maybe I just wiped them off. They might have just been tape residue. So near mint to like new, I guess we could call it. Out of stock at $425 web retail. Your price $385 for this one, and $415 with an Apostle P edge. The Hinderer XM18 3.0 Swedged spear. Next up, time to go to Titusville, my friends. We have a Great Eastern Cutlery Tidioute Pony Jack, model 681221 in Coco. What a beautiful boy's knife these are. The pattern would be kind of a small cigar. This one in standard jack form. Gorgeous Coco covers. All steel construction. Some nice figuring, kind of straight grain, but beautifully figured Coco. Then we have a main clip point blade. I believe this knife has been sharpened, and you're going to see the etch is very faint, so I'm not sure if there have been some pepper spots polished off, but anyway. Long pull cut swedge. Cam tang. Pull weight, I'll call a 7, maybe a 6.5. Nice walk and talk. Secondary pen. Both implements nicely centered. We will call the condition near mint in tube the faint etch noted. If I didn't tell you, the closed length is 3 7/16. So of course these are out of stock. Made in 2021. Sold listings on eBay range between $171 and $235. We will offer this one at $165 like it is. And if you'd like my edge on both blades, $195 for the GEC Tidioute number 68 Pony Jack in Coco. Next up, our second and final Great Eastern offering tonight. This one also a Tidioute. It's a 74 Mustang model 745120, covered in brown burlap micarta. And you're going to get a Mustang button and a knife. And here's the knife. I had one of these and sold it to buy a Blackbird. Oh, you guys know I love the 74. I think I love the way this burlap hafted. You see a lot of the grain in the burlap. Nickel silver hardware in satin, because that's how Bill Howard likes to finish burlap. Closed length is 3 7/8. Blade steel's $10.95 on the single drop point blade. Pull weight 7.5. This is wearing a pretty nice polished edge, by the way. I'm not even going to give you a sharpen price on this one. Walk and talk are beautiful. Centering is pretty squared away. You could almost call that dead center. Condition is near mint in tube with button. There's only one sold listing for this exact model on eBay, and it's sold at $228 shipped. This one can be yours, $195 on a superb example. That's the GEC Tidioute number 74 Mustang in brown burlap micarta. Next up, we have another traditional slip joint, but this one from Germany. It's going to come in a very interesting velveteen pouch. No box with this one. This is from Brend. It is the model 350 DS Serpentine Stockman in Stag. Not the most spectacular Stag, but it is very well matched and beautifully hafted. The pile side actually kind of good looking. Hafted in a very German fashion. You got a closed length of 3.5. Nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. Main blade is a clip point with a cut swedge and a long pull. Karl Schlieper hammer forged, Zolingen, Germany. On a cam tang, nice walk and talk. Center sheep's foot, just a tiny bit of rub on the Stockman congressing pattern. And then we have a pen blade, or is it a little spay? I guess it's a little spay. Beautiful, beautiful example. Let's see. We'll call it near mint, no box. Discontinued and out of stock model. Sold listings on eBay. There was one kind of a nasty one that sold at $97, and there were a few of them over $200 in the sold listings. Let's do this one at $125 like it is. $165 I sharpen all 3 blades. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That's the iBrand 350DS Serpentine Stockman in Stag. Why so specific? Well, because we have another iBrand by Carl Schlipa. This is also a Model 350, but it's the 350Y, and I think that's because it has yellow Delrin. So you have your same 3.5-inch Serpentine Stockman pattern. This one has, I guess, a brass shield, which is kind of cool. Nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. A little different era for this one because the long pull is different than the Stag, and so is the cut swedge, and the etch is in gold. Action is a little stiffer on this one, but I'm sure a drop of oil would clear that up. We'll call the pull a 7.5 on a cam tang. Center sheep's foot. And I guess that's a spay. It is. Very near mint. In box. Discontinued, not a stock. Sold listings on eBay for this yellow Delrin model ranging between $100 and $185. This one in box in very, very nice shape. Let's do $100 like it is. $140 if you'd like it, with Apostle P edges on all 3 blades. That's the iBrand 350Y Serpentine Stockman in Delrin. Next up, we have one from Drop. And let's see. And the label says it's a buck. A Ferrum Forge Knife Works design. And it's in blue. Good luck finding a blue one, by the way. Just so you see, there are some snail trails in that titanium. So this is kind of an interesting knife. Obviously, Chinese-produced titanium frame lock, steel lock face insert. Kind of a natural gray milled titanium pocket clip that is going to be tip-up and ambidextrous. Nice gray titanium gear pattern backspacer with a lanyard hole. It's a ball bearing flipper with sort of a swashbuckling blade. I think Buc, B-U-C, might be short for Buccaneer. It's like a little mini pirate knife. Quite usable, actually. Blade steel is S35VN. The blade length is 3 7/16. The handle's 4 3/8, so quite efficient blade to handle ratio. Works well in the rearward grip. It works really well in the forward grip. There is your lock engagement. Block is rock solid. But that'll drop. Well, maybe not. It's kind of tight. Lots of tension. Beautiful blade centering. I do not believe that's been user sharpened. It's an okay factory edge. We'll call it excellent in box. Trails noted. These are out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range wildly. Oh no, this knife has no sold references. I found some out of stock listings at web retailers for $170. Nothing on eBay in blue at all. I don't even think I found any in natural. But anyway, you can have this one, $120 like it is, $145 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Drop Ferrum Forge Buc in blue. Next up, we have another one from the same distributor, back when they used to be called Mass Drop. This is another Ferrum Forge design. It's the Falcon. I think it's, I don't know, this is kind of a standard Ferrum Forge design theme. This is a smaller knife, right? So just 3 7/8 inches of closed length. Kind of a dark blast on the titanium. Got some snail trails going. Milled titanium pocket clip, right hand or left tip up. Ball bearing flipper, titanium backspacer. Nice. Harpoon spear S35 VN blade steel. Blade length is 2 7/8. The handle is 3 7/8. In the rearward grip, the pinky will hang out on the horn. If you come forward, you get everything comfortably inside the swale. That really is a nice grip right there. There's your lock engagement. It's early and quite secure. Very smooth ball bearing action. Dead blade centering. Nice. So let's see. They're, of course, long out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range wildly between $81 and $285. I don't know what was the story on that $81 knife, but people paid $285 for these. That's kind of crazy. I think we offer this one at $110 like it is. $135 if you'd like it to come with my edge. That's the mass drop. Ferrum Forge Falcon. Next up, this is interesting. I got a Ferrum Forge knife, not a mass drop, but it might have been, it's not a Pro Series because they don't do that anymore, but it is a Chinese-made Ferrum Forge. But it's going to come in a wee pouch. Ah! This is the Archbishop 3.0 in the bronze anodized titanium. It's beautiful, man. It's probably got like a glass bead and then a tumble and then the ano, which is just gorgeous. You can even see a little purple in there if you hold it. It's just gorgeous. Pocket clip on this one's going to be tip up right hand only because we wouldn't want to spoil all this smooth crown titanium. Matching backspacer, kind of a modified gear pattern. Titanium frame lock with steel insert. Beautiful flipper tab. And a glass beaded blade in CPM 20 CV, 3.5 inches in length. It's beautiful there. Oh, so good. So good in that grip. Just a great knife. 3.5 inch blade, 4 7/16 handle. Lockup is right there and super secure. Very free blade. Perfect centering. We'll call it near mint. No box. These are out of stock when they were available, and this is the 3.0 if I didn't mention it, which gets you the new pivot and the absence of any visible screws. Nicely done. But anyway, they're out of stock when they were available. They were $280 web new. We're going to offer this one at $150 like it is $180. With my edge on that 20 CV blade. That's the Archbishop 3.0 in bronze from Ferrum Forge. Next up, I'm excited about this knife because, you know, I've had this mantra for a long time. There is a place in this world for Chinese knives, and it's at the I need a pocket knife and I don't have any money. That's the situation, why we buy Chinese knives. And this is the epitome of that. From Civivi, we have the C23039 B1 Elementum Utility. So you have a molded polymer set of scales in black. Almost, it's molded to look like a glass bead finish, a little tiny bit of texture. It is a button lock, ball bearing flipper. It has a tip-up deep carry pocket clip that is ambidextrous. You can flip it or you can thumb it. And it has a utility knife blade. Self-branded replaceable utility blades. And the steel is listed as 6CR. Something. And let's see, there are 4 blades included. The one that's installed, and then in this little carrying case we have 3 more blades. Let's go over dimensions like we usually would, all the way back to the handle. The blade is 2 3/8 inches in length. The handle is 3 5/8. It rides on ball bearings, and there, I thumbed it open. Then I flipped it open. The lockup is rock solid, and even the blade in the carrier is solid because it's done with a very nice set screw. The centering is perfect. The condition is like new in box. These are available for $42 on Amazon, plus tax. This one can be yours, like new in the box, $30, shipped priority mail. That is what a Chinese knife ought to be. How about that? Speaking of Chinese knives, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. We have a Wii. No outer box, just a pouch. And the model inside the pouch is the 2103B Thug. I like the scales on this. It's almost like an antiqued satin. It's got some very fine trails in it, but it bears them well. Pocket clip is milled titanium right-hand tip up. The knife is a titanium frame lock with steel lock face insert. Opens via thumb studs. Rides on ball bearings. The blade, a beautifully ground Tonto. In 20 CV, the blade length is 2 3/4. The handle's 3 3/4. There is your lock engagement. And there's your centering. I guess you could call that perfect. I'm going to call this excellent in pouch because it's got some carry wear. Let's see. How's our edge? Barely used. Okay. Not super sharp, but not hurt either. These are currently available for a web retail at your favorite online knife store of $232. I thought we would offer this one at $145 like it is. $180 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Thug from Wii. Time to turn the page. Next, we have a blast from the Rayot past. We're going to get no packaging for this one, but we do have a nice microfiber pouch. This is the Horizon B flipper. What makes the B special is the finish on the titanium. It's like a milled jigging, like a peach seed pattern almost, and it's beautiful. Here's the business end of things. Milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock, hourglass standoff construction. It's a ball bearing flipper. Blade is S35VN stonewashed. Kind of a recurve swedged drop point, I guess we would call that. Blade length is 3 3/4. The handle's 4 15/16. There's your lock engagement. About 40%. Beautiful. Rock solid. But that blade will drop shut. Perfectly centered. Condition near mint, no box. They are long discontinued, not a stock. I found one sold listing on eBay at $220. Let's do this one at $175 like it is. $200 if you'd like it to have an Apostle P edge. That's the Rayot Horizon B flipper. Next up, we got a little run of Kaisers coming up. The first among them comes only in the Digicam pouch. It is the Kaiser KI 4491A1 Uprising. I'm not sure what happened here. So you got, it looks like a glass bead blasted titanium frame, and I've got like a brightly polished area here and here. I don't know if it was the way this guy carried it, but it's there. Not so much on this side, but just a little. So it is a titanium frame lock, steel inserted lock face, titanium spring, right hand tip up pocket clip. It is a ball bearing flipper. Clip point blade. And that is 3 9/16 inches in length. The handle's 4 5/8. There's your lock engagement. Fairly early, but way secure. Rock solid. I wouldn't call that drop shutty, but let's see. Plenty free. I'll call it excellent in pouch. It's not hurt, it's just strange looking. They are discontinued, not a stock. There's one current listing on eBay, no sold listings, but the current listing, the guy wants $280 on a buy it now. How about we do this one at $130, like it is, $155 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Uprising from Kaiser. Next up, another Kaiser. This would have come in the old style beige outer box with this box inside. That's kind of old school, like 1950s packaging, which I kind of like. And then you get that little pouch inside. Not sure how that happened, because that would have had a Digicam pouch, but that's just how it came to me. The knife is who designed this one? I forget. Who designed that? Oh, Uli Henneke. It's the T1 model KI3490. Good looking drop point blade, stonewash. Looks like we had some scratches at the tip that the guy tried to polish out. It does have a user edge on it. Blade steel is S35VN. Blade length is 3 3/16. The handle is 4 5/16. Very clean design from Uli. You can see the Scandinavian influence in that handle. Milled titanium pocket clip, right hand tip up. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. There's your engagement. Runs on ball bearings, opens with studs. Nice. Rock solid lockup. And that centering is pretty doggone close to perfect. I bet you I could make that a little better. Let's see. Because the pivot feels a little... There we go. I like that better. Do you like that better? Because I think it's better. So, let's see. We'll say it's excellent in box, with a little bit of carry wear, a little bit of cutting wear, some scratches in the blade. Discontinued, not a stock. For a long time, there were no new pricing references that I could find. I do know this. Sold listings on eBay range between $86 and $175. Let's do this one at $85 like it is. $110 with an ApostleP edge on the T1 from Kaiser. Next up, another Kaiser in the sarcophagus box. No outer sleeve with this one. The knife inside is the Matt Kuchara designed KI3454S1 Flashbang. There we go. Beautiful glass bead blasted crowned titanium scales. Super clean, super melted. Milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Ball bearing flipper. Nice clip point blade, very slight recurve at the base. Blade is S35VN, blade length is 3 1/16. The handle is 4 3/16. One single standoff all the way at the back of the knife. There's your lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. Very smooth ball bearings, perfect blade centering. We will say this one's near mint to like new in box. Currently available for a web retail of $136. Let's do this one at $95 like it is, $120 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Flashbang from Kaiser. Next up we have another Kaiser, and I'm flying blind on this one. I'll tell you what I mean in a moment. So this comes in the standard modern Kaiser box. Michael Vagnino is the designer of the Desert Dog. Mine model number is KI4496. And this is why I'm flying blind. I can't find a single pricing reference for this knife. I have no idea. It's been discontinued for a little bit. But there are no current listings on eBay. There are no sold listings on eBay. But here's what we got. We have a stainless steel liner lock, scaled in beautiful carbon fiber. I mean beautiful carbon fiber. Looks like a backspacer of maybe black G10. Pocket clip is going to be a deep carry. Stainless steel clip. And I think it's going to be right hand tip up only. Ball bearing flipper. Kind of a recurve drop clip with a nice swedge. The blade steel on the Desert Dog is S35. The end blade length is 3 1/8. The handle's 4 1/4. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Blade centering's perfect. Flipping action is nice. We'll call it near mint in box. Discontinued, out of stock, and unobtainium. That knife's got to be worth $70. That's your price. $95 with my edge. The Desert Dog from Kaiser. Next. Another one from Kaiser in the old packaging, the beige outer. The inner box looks like that one. The knife inside is another Vanino design model KI4483, the Eliminator. The Eliminator. Melted, glass beaded, and slightly trailed titanium scales. Titanium spring material clip, blue anodized, got a little bit of honest burnishing going on. Titanium frame lock with steel insert, ball bearing flipper. Ooh, that's a sexy blade. Swedged drop point, little recurve at the back. S35 VN is your steel. This is the Eliminator 2, by the way. 3 3/8 blade, 4 11/16. Hourglass standoffs. There is your lock engagement. The lock is rock solid. Centering is perfect. We'll say it's near mint in box. Some slight trailing, a little bit of clip wear, but not much. They're discontinued, they're out of stock, and I can't find a price anywhere. How can that be? This one's got to be worth $100. That is your price. $125 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Eliminator 2 from Kaiser. Next up, from the high line of Kaiser known as Concept, not Concept. This is the Nalu Knives designed model K1036A1 Entity. It's the Entity. You get the stuff. You get the packet full of info. You get the pouch. Interesting box. And here's the knife. Kind of cool. I like the holes. I like the glass beaded titanium scales. Got a little gunmetal blue pivot collar action going on. Titanium frame lock. Steel inserted. The pocket clip is not titanium. I think it's just stainless steel, stonewash, right hand tip up only. It is a ball bearing flipper. Check that thing out. A harpoon spear in S35. 3 9/16 blade, 4 5/8 handle. That is light, man. It's lighter than it looks. It really, really is. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. That sounds nice. Hydraulic. Beautiful blade centering. We'll say that's pretty doggone very near mint. Some very slight carry wear in the handle. These are discontinued, not out of stock. When available, they had a web retail of $180 at your favorite knife store. This one, $125 like it is, and $150 with an TheApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. That is the entity from Concept. Next up, we have something pretty special and a little bit of irony. This knife will come in a Civivi pouch. It's not a Civivi. It's not made in China. It's from Canada. It is the North Arm Sgian 2, scaled in beautifully set and finished crowned purple G10, pocket clip, deep carry wire, right hand tip up. Knife opens with a flipper on ball bearings, and it is in CPM MagnaCut. I love the North Arm Maker's Mark stamped or engraved. The polished stonewash finish on a beautiful spear point blade. 3 3/8 inches of blade, 4 3/8 inches of handle. It's a stainless steel liner lock. Just the locking leaf, I believe, is stainless. I don't think there's an offside liner in this knife. Lock engagement looks about 30%. Rock solid. Oh, beautifully centered blade. It's the flip that makes this knife special. It's just, it feels great, it sounds great. The blade, full flat ground, nice and skinny. Just a gorgeous knife. Everything's perfect. Near meant to like new in box, or no box. You can buy one of these brand new directly from North Arm. Cost you $264 plus tax and postage, I imagine. I found one sold listing on eBay for this exact model. It did $239 shipped. Your price on this one, $220 like it is, $250 with an TheApostleP edge. That's the Sgian 2 in purple and MagnaCut from North Arm. Next, we have one from Spyderco. It is a Para 3 FRN in Spy 27 plain edge. We got the dark blue FRN scales. We have a tip up ambidextrous deep carry wire pocket clip. We got a compression lock. There is your blade in Spy 27. It's a little smudgy. There's some preservative oil on there. Let's see. Lock up has a little side play. Let's see. Let's see if we can adjust that out. Oh yeah, I think we can. Let's see. Let's see if we got it. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, let's back her off just a little. There we go. Still a little side play. Can't really adjust it out without making it overly tight. Blade centering is beautiful. So what is that? A 2 15/16 blade and a 4 1/4 inch handle, I think. Condition is near mint to like new in box. Spyderco map price for this knife, brand new at your favorite online knife store, $141. Let's do this one at $100. Like it is, $125 with an TheApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Para 3 FRN blue and Spy 27. Next up, we got one from Zero Tolerance. ZT, experience it. My favorite Sienkiewicz design of all the ZTs, it's the ZT0470. A very gentlemanly modern folder, wouldn't you say? Beautifully faceted titanium handle on the titanium frame lock knife. Got some gorgeous marbled carbon fiber inlay on the show side. Over on the business side, we got a steel inserted titanium frame lock, a right hand tip up titanium clip, beautiful low profile flipper that grabs the finger well, flips great. Very interesting swedge on the drop point blade. It is 20 CV, the blade steel. Looks like the blade has been user sharpened. Blade length on the 470 is 3 5/16, the handle 4 7/16. Lockup is rock solid. Kind of deep lockup, which I kind of like. Blade centering will be down the middle. Couple little nicks in the front of the handle, I think from sharpening. Very, very light, but they are there. We'll say it is near mint in box. Sharpening noted. On sale currently at Blade HQ for $230, brand new. They used to be a lot more than that. Your price on this one, $175 like it is, $205 if you'd like it to come with an Apostle P edge. That's the ZT0470. Speaking of zero tolerance, we got another one. We're going bold with this one. The faded label says it's a ZT0462 Sinkovich in red carbon fiber and 20 CV. There's your red carbon fiber. There is your stonewashed titanium business side. Ambidextrous tip up pocket clip. Ball bearing flipper. Might have a little death lock. You want to keep your finger off the lock bar. There's your blade. It's a trailing point with a big old swedge in 20 CV. Blade length is 3 5/8. The handle is 5 5/16. Now, there's very little wear on this knife, but I think it got dropped once because, and I'm not sure that the camera's going to pick this up. There it is. It is slightly tipped. I think you can see that. So we're going to say it's near mint in box, but it is slightly tipped. Currently available for a web retail or a ZT map price of $308 at your favorite online knife store. This one $170 like it is, and $200 if you'd like it to come with my edge. That's the ZT0462 in red carbon fiber. Next up, we got some leather products for you. The first one comes to us from Hitch and Timber. It's going to come in this little muslin bag. Got a little sticker or a card, I guess. And inside is the micro runt pocket slip. Now this would accommodate one of the 58 millimeter Swiss Army knives from Victorinox or Wenger. Might be some other little things you can put in there. And then an elastic pen slip in black leather with the Hitch and Timber maker's mark. These things sell brand new for like $33 plus tax and postage. This one we're going to offer to you at $25, shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen. The Hitch and Timber Micro Runt Slip. Next we have a wallet from Fail Safe Goods. Let's see, is there a card in here? I thought there was. There. This is the Sidewinder leather wallet. This one made May of 2024. So let's see. You got, get down in there, please. All right. You have 3 1/16 in this dimension, 4 3/8 in this dimension. Blackjack Crazy Horse leather is the material this is made from. Looks a lot like a new buck. 3 pockets, 1, 2, and 3. We'll call it like new, no box. These are currently available directly from Failsafe for $68, plus tax and postage probably. Let's do this one at $45, shipped priority mail, no need to sharpen. The Fail-Safe Goods Sidewinder wallet. Next, another wallet. This one from Northwoods Leatherworks. This is their Hemlock wallet, 2 13/16 across, 3 7/8 high, 1, 2, and 3 pockets. Finished in a beautiful blue with blue stitching. And I think these normally sell for like $100 when he makes them. Let's do this one at $60. Condition near mint to like new, no box. The Northwoods Leatherworks Hemlock wallet. Next up, I got something really special, guys. Really, really special. I picked this thing up before I had any information from my consignor, and I thought, that's strange. Because here's why I thought that. Notice the tang stamp. It says Victorinox. Look at that shield. It looks more like a Wenger, right? Well, then I saw something interesting. The back stamp on the tang, 81. Yeah, that's the year, guys. This is a Victorinox Alox Soldier made in 1981. Look at the condition. I don't think that blade's ever been sharpened. It might have been touched up. Maybe. So you got your 93 millimeter chassis, spear point blade, reamer, and let's look at the can opener and the cap lifter. Notice the grinds. These are thicker than the modern ones. They're ground much more sharply. And look at the cap lifter. That's the factory original configuration of that tool. That's going to bite. I think there must have been a bail available because that is a through hole. Yeah. Good luck finding one of these. That is what, 44 years old? A piece of Victorinox history before they changed the shape of the shield. Unobtainium. Got to be worth $80. That's your price. $100 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Victorinox Alox Soldier from 1981. Okay, next up we have something interesting. This is going to be on your inventory as the Spyderco CRKT combo. The star of the show. Let me pick up something I just dropped. Gracious. Oh. Anyway, the star of the show comes in this little box. There's your model number, C75 STP3. It's a Kiwi, and a special Kiwi, because it has Stag scales. They're kind of like dovetailed into the stainless steel. Very cool. This is a slip joint cam tang knife, little Kiwi Warnie in 8CR13 MOV. Yes, it's Chinese, but these little things have a bit of a following. And I love how the Stag kind of protects the satin in the stainless steel. So here you go. 2 7/16 blade, 3 5/16 handle. No play. Nice walk and talk. Centering is very close to perfect, if not perfect. So let's set that aside and look at the second player. From Columbia River Knife and Tool, we got a 2485K Squid Compact. Just 3 inches in handle length. It is a spring assist flipper designed by Lucas Burnley. 1 3/4 inch blade, stainless steel frame lock, all like a black wash finish. Got a little laser etch on the show side. Rock solid lockup. Pretty free action. Perfect centering. Tip up deep carry right hand pocket clip. So let's see. These Kiwis are long out of stock. Selling prices on eBay, sold listings, range between $170 and $180. I think there were just two. The Squid is available new for $30, web retail. So, you know, roughly in real world value, about $200 worth of stuff. We're going to offer the pair at $155 shipped priority mail, plus $25 each to sharpen. That's the Spyderco CRKT combo. Next up, we have a very interesting knife that I've never seen one of. It comes in a nylon pouch, and yes, it says McNeese. It's going to come with a certificate of authenticity. The model is the Sodbuster frame lock in CPM 154 steel, hollow ground, with a titanium and G10 handle and stainless steel hardware. Made by Jonathan McNeese in 2015. This is some kind of early stuff from McNeese. What a gorgeous little knife. Just let it fall to the bottom of your pocket and it'll just lie there beautifully until it's time to use. Yeah. Just 3 9/16 inches of closed length. There is your satin finished blue G10. And some McNeese trademarks that we've come to know and love. It's got the stippled G10 backspacer, a little stippling in the lock bar relief cut. Opens with, I guess, sort of a nail nick, but you could just pinch it. On phosphor bronze. There's your maker's mark. Almost a full height hollow grind, just some very narrow flats left at the top. Blade length 2 3/4. There is your lock engagement, early but secure, rock solid. No steel insert, no lock stick. Blade centering is just about dead perfect. Condition on this will be near mint in pouch with COA. This knife was purchased by my consignor from Arizona Custom Knives in April of 24, and he paid $395 for it. I don't think it's worth that. Your price, $230, like it is. $255 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the McNeese Sodbuster frame lock. That, my friends, brings us to the Rob's pick for tonight, and it's pretty special. I teased you about this yesterday. It's a Spyderco fixed blade. It is the Junction plain edge, but not just any Spyderco Junction. Do you see what that certificate of ownership says? Spyderco Collector Club Knife number 1. Made in 2016. The Junction is a Gail Bradley design. Comes in a pancake style Kydex sheath with the G-clip. And here is the knife. If that looks like a larger Spyderco Advocate fixed blade, that's because it's kind of what it is. Made in Taichung, Taiwan. Blade steel is PSF 27, a spray-formed powdered metal product. That might be ground thinner than an Advocate. There's Gail Bradley's maker's mark, right there. Blade length is 4 1/8. The handle's 4 1/4. The handle material is black G10, secured with aluminum tubes. Yeah, it's kind of good in the hand. And this knife has rarely been out of the box. I'm not sure the I'm not sure it's ever been in the sheath till I put it there. There's a poly bag that holds both the sheath and the knife in the box, and they both were hardly ever disturbed. Like new in box, unobtainium. So I did find one sold listing for the production version of this knife, and by the way, there is your number 001. So I found a production version sold on eBay recently at $290. This is Collector Club knife number 1. There's only one of them. Your price, $325 like it is, $355 with my edge. Next day sharpening available. Probably don't want to sharpen this knife if you're a collector, but anyway, yeah. That is the Rob's pick tonight, the Spyderco Junction Fixed Blade Collector Club number 1. Next up, what could it be? Another Spyderco Fixed Blade box. This one is a nightstick, also designed by Gail Bradley. And guess what? This is also Collector Club knife number 1. Made in August of 2020. Same story. Knife's barely been out of the box. Kydex sheath with G-clip. This has got more of a polished G10 handle. And it's a dagger. Blade is S30V, 4 3/16 inches in length. It is a dagger profile, but only the bottom edge is sharpened. The top edge looks to be about 30 thousandths thick at the spine. You could sharpen that. I don't think you want to, because it's Collector Club knife number 1. 4 3/16 blade, 4 1/4 handle. It works. It works well in the hand. Like new in-box unobtainium. Your price on this one, $295 like it is, $320 with my edge. That is the Spyderco nightstick designed by Gail Bradley, Collector Club knife number 1. $295. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. I'll talk to you soon.